Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, starts with a weather impact alert.
Another unsettled night across Connecticut as we're tracking a storm system moving across the state now. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the news at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Our team has issued a weather impact alert for you. For this system, you can see on the live Doppler radar here, the coastline's getting hit particularly hard right now. There's a risk of localized flooding. Meteorologist
Sam Sampiri joining us now to time out the storm and tell us what to expect overnight and headed into the morning commute. Sam.
Well, Brent and Sarah, it looks like the worst of the heavy rain for coastal Connecticut right now is temporarily over. I can't rule out that we can not get another batch overnight, but right now it looks like the rain is kind of tapered off to sort of a steady light rain. Where you see the yellow pockets and oranges, that's where we had the heavy and moderate rain, and now that has moved up across all the Hartford area and in northern Connecticut, northeastern hills, getting a little enhancement. And you could see otherwise the steady rain. Now we're going to have to deal with this batch and then one more batch here that's going through Williamsport. This will be here by tomorrow morning. And unless things really intensify, which I really don't see, I do think that the worst of it is over. Now, how much rain have we gotten in the last 24 hours? I actually do start the clock back at midnight, where northern Connecticut got a ½ inch to an inch, but it's down here in southwestern Connecticut that got 1, 1.5, and even 2 inches down towards the Greenwich area. Put this into motion overnight into early tomorrow morning. Bands of light to perhaps moderate rain. I'm not looking at any severe weather, even for the morning commute, but the rain should taper off mid to late morning. And basically future rainfall on the order of another ½ inch to an inch with locally higher amounts in some of the hill towns. Temperatures right now are in the 60s and lower 70s. Dew points are dropping off. And so, yeah, overnight we'll have periods of rain going on, and temperatures will be in the 60s. That's one good thing. And then as we head towards tomorrow, showers in the morning, and then by the afternoon hours, we will dry out, cloudy to mostly cloudy. And in fact, I wouldn't be too surprised we get a little bit of sun tomorrow afternoon. Coming up, I will detail the rest of the week. We'll talk about how long we have a little lull in the action, and then the all-important forecast on Tropical Storm Debbie and heading towards our direction. All details coming up in a few minutes. Brett and Sarah.
Thank you, Sam. We have some breaking news now. Another hit and run on Connecticut roads. West Haven police are searching for a driver accused of striking a pedestrian tonight. The crash happened around 8 on Sawmill Road near Greta Street. Police say the driver sped off after the crash. The victim is expected to survive, but they are in the hospital. There's no description of the vehicle, but police are looking into it. We'll update you when we learn more.
And we are learning more tonight about a tragic crash in Florida that left 9 people dead and 1 person seriously injured in the hospital. And 2 of those victims are from Bridgeport, 21-year-old Anya Monique Tucker and a 5-year-old. We're also learning that a Bridgeport public school staff member was related to everyone in that overloaded SUV. The crash happened last night. Fox 61 has been working with our news partners in Florida to learn more. Reporter Matt Cesney has the latest on how this crash happened.
Out here where the Hatton Highway cuts through the sugarcane fields, the orange barrels mark the exact spot where that vehicle loaded with so many people left the road and went right into the canal. The crash happened just before 7:30 Monday night, right where Hatton Highway makes a sharp 90-degree turn. PBSO tells us the 2023 Ford Explorer was going west when they say the SUV's driver failed to negotiate the left turn, crashed through the guardrail, and turned over in the canal. There were 10 people in the car.
Out of those 10 patients, 4 people were pronounced dead on the scene. We did have 6 people get transported to a local trauma center.
PBSO says 5 of those died at the hospital. 6 of the dead were children, ranging in age from 23 months to 14 years old. 3 adults were killed, including the 56-year-old woman driving. Eric Dumba is a PhD of urban planning at FAU and an expert on area highways.
What happens, especially in the evening, is drivers are traveling along a road that communicates that they can travel at higher speeds, and then they become surprised when the road abruptly shifts.
And he says those sharp turns are the #1 places for crashes on 2-lane rural roads, just like here on Hatton Highway.
Reporter Matt Cesney with that report. Again, 2 victims resided in Bridgeport, and everyone in the SUV was related to a man who works at Bridgeport Public Schools. The district superintendent says the entire school community is offering support after this unimaginable loss, and she wrote, quote, "Bridgeport Public Schools is committed to supporting our employee in every possible way. We are here to offer any assistance and comfort they may need during this period. Together as a community, we stand with our colleague, offering our prayers, support, and love," end quote.
Just so sad. 30-year-old DeAndre Burris will spend the next 18 years behind bars. He admitted to helping orchestrate a gang shooting in Waterbury in 2018. And during that drive-by shooting, a mother was shot and killed, and a bystander was paralyzed. 30-year-old Francois Guzman was a mother of 4 children when she was killed. The name of the other victim has not been released. Burris also admitted to drug trafficking. He's a known member of a violent street gang.
A 10-year-old boy from New Haven is back home and recovering tonight. Police say shots were fired into his home last night and he was injured, sending him to the hospital. Police say the boy was laying in bed with his mother when a round of gunshots was fired at his home, some of them going through the bedroom window. Now, right now, it's unclear whether the boy was hurt by the bullets themselves or shattered glass.
We're treating this as a 10-year-old shot. This is a priority. I had a conversation with the 10-year-old who was upbeat and until I told him that we would protect his family, and then he started to cry.
Now, police tell us they believe the shots came from a driveway down the street, and they have identified the car they believe was involved. No arrests have been made at this time.
I took it to Congress and to the state capitol, and now Vice President Harris and I are running to take those very values to the White House.
Busy night in Philadelphia. Vice President Kamala Harris is there for a rally. And just a couple hours ago, we saw Harris and her newly picked running mate, you saw him there, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, stand together for the first time. The
Minnesota governor, a former veteran and teacher, announcing to the public he is ready to take on the position. He also said he is eager to stand up to Trump and can't wait to debate Trump's VP J.D. Vance.
Donald Trump's not fighting for you or your family. He never sat at that kitchen table like the one I grew up at, wondering how we were going to pay the bills. And I got to tell you, his running mate shares his dangerous and backward agenda for this country. I can't wait to debate the guy.
Harris and Walz now embark on a cross-country trip with rallies in 4 swing states over the next 4 days. After Tuesday's Walz rollout in Philadelphia, the Democratic ticket stops in Wisconsin and Michigan on Wednesday. North Carolina was scheduled for Thursday, but Tropical Storm Debbie led to that rally being postponed. It'll pick up with Phoenix on Friday and finally Las Vegas on Saturday. Connecticut Democrats did not waste time getting behind Governor Walz.
Governor Lamont and other party leaders gathered in Hartford today. They talked about Governor Walz's policy history. Lamont describing him as a friend. Connecticut Republicans warn he's pushing the Democratic Party further left than any other candidate in recent memory.
This is a governor who is a very far left progressive governor. Who probably fits very well with Vice President Harris's far left progressive views.
He had a $15 minimum wage. Well, I did that. And he had paid family and medical leave. Well, we did that. He stands up strong for abortion rights. Well, I think we did that. They accuse him of being too liberal. They accuse me of being too moderate. I think he's got it about right.
God bless Harris. God bless Walz. God bless America. Go get them, Dems.
Later this hour, we'll take a closer look at Governor Walz's time as governor, specifically his response to the 2020 George Floyd protests, and also a DUI arrest and the punishment he received for that. New here at 10, millions of Americans packed streets tonight for National Night Out, and several Connecticut communities were among them.
The annual campaign lets neighbors get to know local law enforcement, but many communities were forced to adapt due to the rain. Fox 61's Kaylee Collins was at Meriden's Night Out celebration and has more.
Well, a rainy forecast certainly didn't dampen the spirits here in Meriden. Meriden is one of several other communities here in Connecticut that participated in the National Night Out. This is all about bridging the gap between police and the communities that they serve.
National Night Out!
National Night Out morphed into a night in due to a chance of rain.
It's a night where the police and the community can get together and help strengthen that bond.
In Meriden, the 41st Night Out celebration was moved indoors to Platt High School. The campaign centers around community building, particularly between police departments and those they serve, building positive relationships and fostering an environment of trust and safety among communities.
To say hello, to shake our hands, to realize, all right, yeah, we wear a uniform and we are police officers, but we're human beings.
This initiative has taken place in most states on the first Tuesday in August since 1984.
Well, certainly we both want to get involved with the police department, and it's important to know your community, start building those connections, and just being around and helping out. Making sure everyone is safe in this community.
Night Out celebrations typically involve free activities for families, food, entertainment, informational booths, and more. This event also featured a swearing-in ceremony where the newest member of the Meriden Police Department took the oath of office.
And John, if you agree, just give me a salute.
Those in attendance recognizing the need for a unifying campaign like this.
I think just with the climate in our world, it's nice to see the community coming together and just having a positive outreach and relationship.
Building that network of diversity and getting to know each other so we can help one another and be there for one another.
We're grateful for the relationship we have with them, and hopefully this will strengthen that relationship just a little bit more, and we'll continue moving forward in the city of Meriden.
And while it was certainly a good turnout here in Meriden tonight, other communities also did host some of their own night out celebrations. Others were postponed because of the weather. We do have updated information about that on our website, fox61.com. Reporting in Meriden tonight, Kaylee Collins, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.